Good morning and welcome to the Core Connection. I'm Mira Rubin here with you on Enlightened World Network. And today's topic is the little things. Sometimes we get caught up in believing that we need to make a big splash in the world to make a difference. And it's remarkable how something as simple as a warm smile or a kind word or a loving gesture can make such a profound difference. So we're going to look at the little things today on this Friday. And good morning, Rosalind. Welcome. So good to be here with you and everybody else who's joining us. Before we get started today with our tribute to the little things, let's take a minute or two to get present. So let's take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it. And imagine clean, crisp oxygen flooding your lungs, flowing into your bloodstream, nourishing all your cells, all your organs, bringing vital life energy to your body and being. And as you exhale any tension, stress, negativity, fatigue. And now let's take another deep breath in through your nose and hold it. And this time, imagine brilliant, bright light lighting you up from the inside out, illuminating, electrifying, and energizing all your cells, all your molecules, all your electrons, creating a brilliant beam of light and energy from your heart out into the world. And as you exhale any remaining tension, stress, negativity, fatigue. And now let's press our palms together, vigorously rub your hands together to feel the pressure, the temperature, the motion, the friction, the tickling and tingling when you stop, and allow all those sensations to bring you present right here, right now, into this remarkable physical form that enables you to experience life. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So today we're talking about the little things, and, just something as simple as a smile can make such a difference. And I was sharing with a friend that the other day I had an unusual experience, and that experience was that I actually felt happy. That's not something that occurs for me very often. I'm generally at ease. I'm generally pretty chill and comfortable and in a good mood, a decent mood. But happiness, like actually feeling happy, is something that is unusual for me. In fact, it's maybe happened just like I could count the number of times on my hand that I remember. And it's such a contrast, that I remember, oh, I felt happy. That was amazing. Anyway, when it occurred, it was as if there was no reason for it. And a friend of mine asked me about that and, what prompted it. And I said, nothing. But then I thought, and I remembered, and it may or may not have had to do with this feeling of happiness. But when I was in Trader Joe's, there was a woman with a young little girl in the shopping cart. And this little girl and I exchanged the most amazing, she had this most beatific smile, just delicious love, just lighting up. And the two of us connected and had this incredible exchange. And then I went on to do what I was doing. And I heard her mom say, she's over there, because she was looking for me to reconnect. And it was just so rich and lovely, and it lit me up. And then uh, I guess it was maybe about 15 minutes later, I was in the car and I was driving out of the parking lot, and just this sense of happiness came over me. And so that exchange with that little girl was so profound for me. It was so rich and it lit me up. And it was such a simple thing, just a smile, just a smile filled with connection and joy and curiosity and delight. It was just a treasured moment. And I think it's not the big things that we do in life necessarily, although that's also wonderful, but a kind word, a loving smile, a gesture, um, that that is acknowledging or um, recognizing someone. These little things can make such a difference. And it doesn't take any particular talent or skill. It's just a sense of presence, that we can just be present and make a difference by the simple act of connecting, of acknowledging, of seeing each other. And you never know, you never know where you're meeting somebody in their lives, where a kind word can make all the difference. I'll often see somebody and just be struck by their presence, and I'll say, "Oh my gosh, you're so beautiful," or what a beautiful sweater that is, and or you know, you just look so um happy, or it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to make a difference. I've had people stop me and say, "You're beautiful." And I'm taken aback and just moved that somebody would interact with me in that way. And it sort of jostles you out of your um hypnosis, where we're totally immersed in whatever the experience is, and it can shift your state in such a marvelous and powerful way. Something so simple. So uh I guess there's a gift in that simplicity that is always available to us. A gift in that ease of connecting, where just an act of kindness and connection can turn around a person's day if they're having a tough time, or I when somebody has been grumpy with me on a phone call, like a customer service person or in person, to be able, instead of getting angry and caught up in that energy, to say, sounds like you're having a rough day. I hope that things get better for you, or I hope to be able to say it in an authentic way rather than in a patronizing way, right? Rosalind says it's been over 100 degrees Fahrenheit here. Wow. The birds frequently visit the bird water bath. It's a little relief for them. So I change the water daily so they have something to drink. I notice a pair of pigeons like to sit on the rim in the afternoon. There's blue jays and little brown birds. What a gift, Rosalind. So in the kindness that you're giving them, they're giving you the gift of the joy of them being there, right? How beautiful. That's 100 degrees is brutal. the weather, it's getting hotter, and I think we are getting to a place, hopefully, where we can't deny it and are willing to take more dramatic action, to try at least to mitigate things. Yeah, crazy times, crazy times. So last night on movie night, we showed a conversation between, let me think, Michael Dowd, and I'm going to find the other guy's name because I'm a little bit, Jordan Perry and Michael Dowd. And Michael Dowd, over, I think starting, I don't remember what year it was that he started, but over the past number of years has done, I believe, 90 post-doom conversations. And post-doom is the context of recognizing that we're in a world in collapse. So as we're talking about the increasing temperatures and the rise in extinctions and the extreme weather conditions and on and on. So these post-doom conversations, and this one in particular, people had such a profoundly powerful experience of it, that they were deeply, deeply moving. And it was an authentic conversation about where we are in the world, and embracing life. It was really a love song to life while we have it, and recognizing the preciousness of it and relishing it, the little things like the birds in the water feeder, and simple acts of kindness, and making a difference in even the smallest of ways for yourself and for others, to be able to be appreciating the beauty of a sunset or a sunrise or the flowers, or even watching the movement of the grasses as the breeze goes through them, the little things. Oh, and so funny, Rosalind, I didn't see what you wrote until I just said that. And Rosalind said, the little things. That's beautiful. My boyfriend starts my car in the morning when I'm running late for work. He puts my coffee cup in the center console, and then he and my dog wave by as I pull out of the driveway. Wow, that's really beautiful, Rosalind. I can feel the love in that. That's just so delicious. And little things, right? It's not that it took a massive set of skills to be able to create a difference, but what a gift that that your boyfriend is starting your day with such love and care. That's lovely. Thank you so much for sharing that. And good morning, good evening, Gia. So good to have you here with us this morning as well. So we're talking about the little things and the power of the little things to make a difference, not just for ourselves, but for others in life. You know, the kindness, or joking around with people, connecting with people. You never know what's going to have a lasting impact. So, for example, that story I started out with the little girl in the shopping cart who just gave me this most delicious smile that I'm still reveling in it. It was such a rich moment. Just a smile. So we really truly can make a difference. It's funny, what's popping into my mind is, I don't know when it was, probably a couple years ago. I have no sense of the passage of time over years. I'm on time, but years. Somebody asked me yesterday, well, was it a year, 5 years, 10 years? And I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. They probably thought I was a nut, that I didn't know if something happened in the scope of 5 years or 10 years. I really was clueless. But anyway, now I lost my train of thought. Oh, okay. So I had gone to get the screen uh, on my on my cell phone replaced, and I was waiting in line, and there was this big black guy. He was big and he was cross and had a scary face on, like really scary face on. I probably came up to his shoulder, if that, like he was a big man. And I pushed him and I said, "Hey, smile." And he was so taken aback that he just smiled this amazing grin, this amazingly beautiful, beautiful smile. And, like he took it as playful. It was playful. It wasn't aggressive in any way, even though I pushed him. And I think he was just so shocked, like, what? Who is this little girl pushing me? But anyway, uh, he just had this most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful smile. And he turned from being this kind of threatening figure to this big, giant, beautiful teddy bear. And so it was, it changed the whole mood for everybody that was around there. I don't know what inspired me to do that, but he was so lovely. And I'm sure he's like, what's this little white girl doing here pushing me? It was awesome. It was awesome. So it was a moment of deep connection, and that's available to us all the time. And it makes a difference. It makes a difference. Like, I'm still remembering that interaction, and I don't know if he is, but I know that it totally shifted his demeanor, and we were like buddies all of a sudden, which was great. It can happen that quickly. And part of this is coming from these text and voice messages that I've been passing back and forth with a friend that I had the gift of reconnecting with after like 35 years. And we haven't, she's experiencing long COVID and has no energy. And, she has to really, really conserve her energy. So even having live conversations is really draining for her. So we've been passing these voice messages back and forth. And that way we can each listen to them when we have time. And in one of the messages, she said, "I just want to let you know how important these messages are to me and what a difference it makes for me to be able to have this communication this way and to be able to be in touch. And it's really meaningful." And just being aware, it's such a simple thing to leave somebody a voice message or to send them a text saying, "I'm thinking of you and I love you." It can make such a difference for someone to just know there's somebody else out there thinking of them or loving on them. And how big a deal is it for us to be able to do that for somebody, to just say, you know what, I love you, thinking of you. Um, or sharing part of your life with someone. We have so many ways that we can be communicating with each other and supporting each other. And that's a practice that I've developed as I think of people when a thought of someone comes out of the blue or whatever. I typically will reach out and say, thinking of you, sending love, whatever. And you never know, that that person could be in a dark place, and it becomes really meaningful for them to know that someone's thinking of them. Something that simple, you know, sending smiles, being goofy. Um, yeah, there's we do have an impact, and it doesn't have to be through making big waves. We can drop a pebble in the pond, and the ripples just go outward, and maybe that person that you cheered up then goes and cheers somebody else, and it goes on, making me think of paying it forward. I love that idea of paying it forward. Random acts of kindness, just for no reason at all. Um, I'm thinking now, I remember getting up to a toll booth and the toll taker saying, that last person paid for you. It is amazing. It was just out of nowhere to have some unknown stranger be generous in that way, to pay for another person's groceries, or all of these kinds of experiences can make such a difference. We can be creative about that. It can feel really, really good, like a delightful tickle of anticipation, to just make connections. The simplest of connections can make all the difference in the world. And we're tremendously powerful in that way. Imagine, there's such a great power to be able to make that kind of difference for somebody. And conversely, when we're miserable or angry or mean or whatever, that also has an impact. So to recognize that we're always making an impact of some sort or another, for good or for ill, right? And it may or may not be memorable for the person that we're interacting with, or the creature that we're interacting with, or it may. So, yeah, the little things add up, like making morning coffee and starting your car, and all kinds of sweetness like that. So maybe we can make a commitment to being aware, to do random acts of kindness, and just experience how that lifts us up too, just to be able to be engaged with others and the world around us in that way. It's a gift that keeps on giving, right? it gives to us, it gives to who we're giving to, and potentially then they give and it goes on. So I think that might be it for today. So enjoy your weekend. I'm Mira Rubin. This is the Core Connection, and I go live here each weekday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern on the Enlightened World Network Facebook page and YouTube channel. And I invite you to check out the other awesome programming on Enlightened World Network and Enlightened World Living. And I, as always, am so delighted and grateful to you to be able to have these conversations and musings together, and random acts of kindness. Why not? Have a great weekend. And until next time.